Yeah. Hello everybody, this is video number 2. So I'm gonna call this video number 1 actually, because this is my first content video that I'm making for you guys. At least that's what I'm calling it. This is the first video that's hopefully gonna help you on your homestead, and I'm gonna try to learn you what I learned. Okay, so this video is over composting. And this is my first time ever composting. So if this is your first time, you're in good company, and I would love to help you walk through that. So before we touch on how to compost, I would like to go over with you why. I always have to have a why. So there's 2 reasons that I chose to compost. So the first one is that it produces less waste in not only our homestead, but also just in our world in general. So 50% of what is currently in landfills right now, roughly 50%, could have instead been composted. And that is things like cardboard, paper items, a lot of coffee, like travel coffee mugs, and then kitchen scraps like banana peels and just natural stuff that could have been broken down, you know, and used in the earth. Instead, it is rotting in a plastic bag in a landfill, producing greenhouse gas and polluting our oceans and our water and our land, and that's not good. So instead of, you know, hurting our planet, I chose to compost and use those things that would have otherwise been thrown away, and chose to put them to work for us. So second reason that we are composting is the product that you get out of the composting process. The composting, whatever, the compost. Okay, so that's why we're composting, to use the compost in our garden. So at the end of your composting, you get black gold, and this is like fertilizer. You can use it on your garden, and it helps your plants to grow better and hopefully stronger, keeps away pests, and it's just a good, nutritious meal for your plants. So some things that you do not want to use are going to be any dairy products, any meat products. You don't want to use, like, if you go out and get lawn clippings, you want to make sure you're not putting any weed heads in your compost, because you don't want to grow weeds in your garden if they don't break down. And then also something that surprised me, you don't want to use onions, garlic, or citrus, because the acidity in these items kills the microorganisms that break down your compost and make it compost. So you don't want to kill the bacteria, it's your friend. And we're back. Okay, so what composting basically breaks down to, the how-to, is you're going to have brown materials and you're going to have green materials, and you're going to mix them together and add a little bit of water, and then over about a span of 3 months, they're going to break down for you and produce that end product that you need. So your brown materials are carbon-based materials like cardboard, paper, ashes, anything. It doesn't have to be brown, but anything like dead, basically. And then your green products are going to be like your kitchen scraps, your like banana peels, potato peels, green lawn clippings. So it's going to be the stuff from inside your home and outside your home that produces nitrogen. Okay, so you're going to take those 2. I've read that it has to be 50-50, and then I've also read that it has to be like 2/3 brown to 1/3 green, and I think as long as you're in that ballpark, it's gonna be fine. So you wanna kind of layer your brown screens, moisten it, and then kind of chop it up as small as you can and let it sit for about 3 days, and then go back out. And if you have any more kitchen scraps, you can go add and then repeat the process, and you'll want to turn everything about every 3 days. And your compost pile should be ready about 3 months from the last time that you add new materials. So I have a quick little video. I've only gone out to my compost pile twice, but I could already tell the second time I was out there that the first materials that I had put in there were already starting to break down. So we'll go ahead and show you that. So I forgot, you have to get your compost pile damp after you've mixed it. Well, probably before you mixed it. I had a feeling something wasn't right, but that's what it was. Wesson, what are you thinking? So, yep, I got a gallon of water. We're gonna get it moist, nice and moist, and we'll mix it around. Ideally, you would cover it with a tarp, especially in the winter, like a black tarp, to keep the heat in so the bacteria can work. But I don't have one of those just yet. That's my plan, to get one. You went down. Drama king. Okay. So, I kind of shoved it all in the corner, and I'm not gonna lie, it's looking a lot more like a compost pile now. I'm excited to see how it goes. So I was watching those videos that I had put up for you guys, and I realized I didn't explain to you what we were composting in. So an option, you could just compost like in a pile, just in your yard, and just, you know, you don't have to have anything to contain it, but it's really windy here. So we were going to build a pallet composting bin, like some of the really nice ones we saw on YouTube and Pinterest, but apparently with COVID going on, they have to return all the pallets for some reason instead of being able to give any pallets away anymore. It's a great video. So anyway, couldn't get pallets, so we just got some wire, like some chicken wire, and we had some rods, the kind that you put like barbed wire. So we had that just laying around the homestead. So we just took 4 rods and we put them 3 feet by 3 feet apart, made a little square, and we just wrapped the wire around and then attached it with more wire. So it was a very cheap way to make our composting pile. So I will put a picture of that at the end of this video so you can kind of see what it looks like, or you can check out my Instagram account that shows us building it. Just a picture. But anyway, if you're interested in that, you know what you want to compost in, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Little man woke up from his nap, so he's gonna help us say goodbye. So go ahead and leave me a comment if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer them. Leave me a like and subscribe and tell your friends so they can watch me embarrass myself too. You wanna say bye-bye? You just burp in my face. That's fine. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. So tired.